Today we're going to be talking about the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2021. But before we get into that, if you like what I do here, like, comment, and subscribe. I post live streams 3 times a week and pre-recorded videos twice a week. Now let's jump into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump. I'm an investigative journalist and director of the state of Virginia for Gun Owners of America. Before we get into today's story, we are brought to you by Heavenly Natural Products. If you go to heavenlynaturalproducts.com and use code CRUMPY, you can get 20% off. This right here is the C60 avocado oil. Avocados are very, very healthy, and I don't like avocados at all, but this right here I can tolerate a lot, and it actually tastes pretty damn good, which I'm surprised because I don't like avocados. It is a lot more effective than vitamin C at boosting your immune system. Go ahead and check them out and let them know that I sent you. They help out the channel, and I appreciate that. I don't pitch anything on the channel that I do not use. Alright, now let's jump into the story. Okay, let's talk about what this new bill is. The Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2021 would make a concealed carry permit much like a driver's license. Basically, it would be recognized across state lines as long as you obey that state laws. Which means if there's a magazine limit of 10 rounds and you travel to that state, you can't take your gun with 15 rounds. You would have to have a gun with 10 rounds. You can't violate state laws that way, much like speed limits. I don't believe that you should have to have a concealed carry permit, but this is getting us closer to a nationwide constitutional carry. I don't see nationwide constitutional carry taking place anytime soon, but you never know. This bill has been introduced by Representative Richard Hudson of North Carolina. Hudson is joined by 154 other co-sponsors, which means this is the largest bill with co-sponsors in the history of the House of Representatives. Some of the co-sponsors are even Democrats that broke with their party's anti-gun stance to back this bill. It's going to be very close to see if this actually gets through the House or not. I'm thinking that they're probably about 3 short right now votes, but that can change. They can bring some people over, and if that's the case, then it should pass the House. This is as close as we have ever gotten to getting a Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act passed since 2017. In 2017, Hudson introduced a bill that would bring national reciprocity to the country. What does national reciprocity mean? It means that no state can discriminate against you for being a gun owner. You can travel across state lines and your rights do not end at a state line, which is something that we all should back. We'll get into the downside in a minute. This bill has been endorsed by groups like the National Rifle Association and Gun Owners of America. I would love to see this bill get passed. If you're wondering what happens with constitutional carry and people from constitutional carry states, the short answer is that you would still be able to carry across state lines. Since your state does not have a concealed carry permit program, you automatically are assumed to have one, and you are allowed to carry across state lines as long as you're not a felon or some type of prohibited person. Now, I was talking about how this bill might have some downsides, how some people might see some downsides. I agree that this bill should pass, and I stand side by side with people from the NRA and GOA saying you should endorse this. But being a fair channel, I need to give both sides. There's a couple arguments against this bill. 1, 10th Amendment, state rights. A lot of people think that this violates state rights. I don't really agree with this because your First Amendment doesn't end at a state border. Your Second Amendment shouldn't end at a state border as well. The 10th Amendment says the rights not laid out in this document basically fall to the state. The right to keep and bear arms is laid out in the document within the Second Amendment. So I don't think that argument really holds water, but some people are arguing that. A lot of people who usually don't argue state rights are arguing state rights in this point, which is kind of funny to me, but it is what it is. The second argument is that if a National Concealed Carry Act passes, that it would enable Congress to get their hands on concealed carry permits, which right now falls to the states. So they can regulate, much like they do with driver's license, age limits and everything else. A driver's license, you have to be 16 to get nationwide. And a lot of critics of this bill feel that states could petition the government to put some type of age limit on it. So let's say they can make it 25 nationwide. Also, they worry that this enables Congress to put in training regulations and stuff like that, a minimum qualification for a concealed carry permit, which would negate constitutional carry. I don't know if that is a legitimate concern, but it is a concern, and I think that you guys need to be aware of that. Whether it will pass in the House, maybe not. Right now, like I said, I think we're about 3 votes short, but that can definitely change and get through to the Senate. I don't think it will pass in the Senate. It's going to face an uphill battle in the Senate. If the Republicans lose both of the special elections or the runoff elections in Georgia, then it's dead. The bill's dead. It's not going to go anywhere in the Senate. If Republicans win one or both of those seats, it's going to be an uphill battle. And with a Biden administration coming in, even if it did somehow pass a filibuster-proof Senate, like it gets through and they get enough people to cross party lines to vote for it, and it gets to Biden's desk, I don't think he's going to sign it. I think he'll end up vetoing it, and looking at the makeup, there is no way in hell that there is a veto-proof majority in the Senate. With that said, should we not encourage our representatives to vote for it? Of course we should. These bills hardly ever get passed on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth try. But if we keep on working on it, maybe we can get it passed down in the future when the Republicans do take control back of the House and they have a bigger majority in the Senate and we get a Republican president. Maybe then we can get something through. So it's about chipping away at the resistance. We have to chip away. That's what the Democrats do with gun rights. They chip away at our gun rights. We have to chip away at their anti-gun stance. So if we keep on reintroducing this, it can build some momentum. The Democrats are trying this with their assault weapons ban, building momentum, but we got to try it as well with our stuff. Maybe down the road we can get it passed. So I do encourage you to call your representatives and tell them to vote yes on this once it gets out of committee and everywhere else. It was just introduced yesterday, so there's a long road for it to take, but we need to start working on this now. Alright guys, so you have all the facts laid out in front of you. You have what you need to do. Talking to a Representative Hudson, he says he's going to introduce this bill as many times as necessary until it finally passes, and I actually do believe him. He seems like he is really, really pro-gun, and not pro-gun just to get endorsements. I think he's more like a Rand Paul type guy where he's pro-gun because he's pro-gun and that's what he believes in. Because he's pro-Constitution. In the end, I'm pro-Constitution. In the end, I hope that you are pro-Constitution. And remember, contact your representatives. Tell them that this bill is out there. If they're not a co-sponsor, tell them to get on board as a co-sponsor. Even if they're a Democrat, call them up. We need to flip some of those seats to vote for this. Alright, my name is John Crump. I'm the director of the state of Virginia for Gun Owners of America. I have a Patreon. If you like what I do here, go ahead and go to patreon.com/John Crump. You can help me out a little bit. All the money goes to some type of charity or some type of donation or whatever. So it's goes to good cause. Also, check out my website at crumpy.com. You can check out my writing. I write mostly at mln.com, but I'm also all over the place. Go to gunowners.org/black-swan-media and you can get 10% off. Crumpy.com/VPN because that's going to be very important. I have a couple of projects coming up where I'm going to be doing a series of videos on FOIA requests and how to do them, because I believe in the end that by expanding on my knowledge at the same time giving you guys knowledge will help you be able to reach out and get some of these facts, and it will make us a more informed public, and being more informed, it will give us more power. Okay guys, that is it for today. Make sure to check out Heavenly Natural Products. Check out the C60 avocado stuff. It's 99.99% pure concentrate, which is super. It has a lot more nutritional value than vitamin C. It's not hooey booey or whatever. It's actual science that goes into avocados and how healthy they are. If anybody tells you fruit or vegetables aren't healthy, then they're crazy. Alright, my name is John Crump. Stay safe, stay free, stay ever vigilant, and I will catch you guys later. I'm out.